Welcome, guys. I'm kind of excited. This is my first ever vlog, I guess is what it's called. Yeah, this is my first ever one. So take it easy on me, please. It's not really a vlog of my life, but it's more gonna be just a vlog on specific K-pop topics. You know, just commentary on it, I guess. But today we're gonna discuss two things. I'm gonna discuss T-ara. They had a recent interview that came out in I think it was a magazine or something. That I found really interesting. And two, we're gonna discuss K-pop reactioners. I think for those of you that follow K-pop reactioners, I think you might know where that's gonna go. And I don't know if I'm not the man necessarily to make pass judgment on this, but I feel like as a K-pop reactioner, albeit a new one, that I do have an opinion and I'd like to share it. So yeah, we'll get to that a little bit. But T-ara. So T-ara had an interview. As many of you well know, T-ara has had some troubles in the last couple of years. Throughout their time, they've had members, you know, coming in and out, and a lot of things happening. And well, they got in some, you know, quote-unquote scandals in the last couple of years, and their popularity just dropped off the table. Absolutely dropped off. Korean netizens, really, their like for them went way down the drain, and their disdain for him went way up. Anytime you read an article about T-ara, you always have netizens absolutely trashing them. And T-ara's credit, recently they came out in an interview, and I'll post the translation of the interview below in the description, or a link to it. But they came out and they basically said, yeah, we messed up. It's our fault. It's not the media's fault. It's not the people's fault, and we're sorry. And we had some troubles that may have been taken away that we didn't want it to be taken. But all in all, it's on us. And you know what? Like, that is one of the coolest things. Instead of just like, you know, their company coming out and just like them letting their company come out and just say things like, you know, this isn't T-ara's fault. T-ara didn't do anything wrong. Even if it wasn't their fault. I think there's something really special about, you know, just taking the blame for it, saying you're sorry, and in what seems to be a very meaningful and legitimate way. And in the article, I believe it says like they all started crying in the interview. They talked about how their mindset has completely changed over the past year or two. You know, like I said, T-ara used to be pretty big. They used to be a pretty big deal. They still somewhat are, but it'd be to the deal where every music show or every time they release a song, you know, there are certain groups that you expect. Well, of course they're gonna hit number one or number two, or of course they're gonna win a couple of music shows, some music shows, because of just the name alone will do that for them. I mean, so like, you know, Shiny and 21 and SNSD and Big Bang and all those, you know that they're gonna win their fair share of music shows, and they're gonna get a number one or a number, you know, they're gonna be up there. Well, that was T-ara. T-ara was just like that. You knew that they were gonna be up on top every time. And then all of a sudden, everything happened and their popularity dropped off. And they said in the interview that they really, like, they've learned to appreciate those things. Like, they took it for granted how often and how much that happened. And now, like, when they get a number one or when they win a music show, it really hits their heart, and it really sets in of like what this means and like where they've been and where they are. They've come up a little bit now, and you know, they profusely thank their fans that have stuck with them throughout the hard times. And I don't know, I just really think you guys should check out the article. Like I said, I'll post it below. It's just a really interesting read, and you can feel the emotion through the writing, which is a credit to the writer and the translator's part. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. We're going to quickly get to the second topic. The second topic of conversation is the argument, a way to put it lightly, I guess, the clashing of K-pop reactioners. Many of you, I'm sure, including me, I subscribe to both of them. I love both of their channels, GrisslesVault and Premium Oppa. They do things slightly differently, but they both have great reactions. They give great analysis, and I just enjoy watching both of them every single time. So I just want to let everybody know, like I said, I like both of them. I'm not on a side necessarily. I'm not biased against one or for one. I like both of them, and I will continue to watch both of them just like I used to. No different. But they got in a clash of sorts over the way K-pop reactions are made, essentially. For those who aren't aware, so K-pop reactions are a pretty simple thing. But they've been going on for a while, and in order to stand out, a lot of reactioners, you'll add something or change something. You've probably seen a recent uptake in the little intros that people do. I'm sure that started from somewhere, but the intros, breaking it into parts, outros, just all kinds of things, little things that like K-pop reactioners do in order to set themselves apart. Now let's be honest here for a second. For those who don't know, no matter what anybody says, they do this because of the desire for money. While I started this as a purely enjoyment thing, and I still enjoy it. I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. And I don't make money off of it. But if it ever got to the point, I would love for this to get to the point where somehow I can make money off of me talking about K-pop. I'm not anywhere close to being there. These guys are a lot closer or are doing it. And that's what it's all about. It's about monetization. So don't let anybody fool you about anything else. So the gist of the argument was this. That I guess Grizzle had an idea. He had this idea to break the video into parts. Because he has longer extended videos. He breaks it down pretty well. He gives the reaction, he gives analysis, all kinds of things throughout his long videos. It's almost like a complete show that he puts on. And I guess like I said, his idea was to, this is really long. YouTube is made generally for somewhat shorter videos. That people's attention span is somewhat small, so it's made for shorter videos. So if you can give it to them in increments, that might be easier. They might enjoy that more. Maybe I can just watch the reaction, or I can just watch. That was his idea. However, and I saw this too. I didn't notice it until like a couple weeks ago. I don't know when they started it, but Premium Oppa started doing that, and that was before Grizzle implemented this idea at all. And he says, and I'm inclined to believe him, that he had this idea before he saw that. And to be honest, when I first started doing K-pop reactions, I had the same idea. I thought about it, and I was like, man, my videos, 8, 9, 10 minutes, who wants to watch it that long? I looked at my, there's data, for those who don't do videos, there's data you receive, analytics, and it tells you how long people watch your videos, like on average, how long each person watches your videos. And each video, how long the average is that they watch it. And, it hits a certain point where, like, a lot of people stop watching. And you figure maybe it'd be better if you could give it up into pieces. And another point of this is the fact that I'm aware of, not that I'm aware of. I know you cannot monetize or make money off of K-pop reactions. So, for instance, if you have the song and the video in your video, YouTube automatically takes away, in most cases, that offer to monetize your video. So in breaking it into parts, all of a sudden you can be like, here's the reaction only with the music. That will not be able to be monetized. However, if I break it into 2 more parts or 1 more part, where the rest is just a review, I can monetize that. So, like I said, this comes back to money. No matter what anybody tells you, it does, and they're kidding you if they say it doesn't. So you can monetize the rest of that part, which obviously it's better than monetizing none of it. So that's where it comes down to. Now here's my breakdown of who was right, wrong, whatever. Where Grizzle was wrong, in my opinion. And Grizzle, if you happen to somehow watch this, like I said, I love you, and it has nothing to do, it's just my opinion on the situation at hand, and I mean, it has to do with all of us, in my opinion. Grizzle took it public, which was a video. I didn't like that necessarily. I thought taking it public leads into the next thing, and which is overreaction. If you read, and you should, I'll try to post a link to that too. I'll post a link to both of the videos. Grizzle has the message that he was sent in this video. But if you read it, it is very articulated. It's Premium Oppa. It does sound very lawyerish. It sounds like somebody sat down, really thought about what they had to say, and wrote it. And I think instead of actually reading the words that were on the paper, or on the computer screen, he read more into it. He read the intention, which is what a lot of people do, and it's hard to blame him. But the words never said that that they were going to sue him. They did say that they felt like they had rights to that format, which is something I'll get to in a second. But they didn't say they were going to sue him. They didn't threaten to sue him in any way. But like I said, the language is passive aggressive. So that's my main problem with what Grizzle did. He took it public and he overreacted, in my opinion, severely, and made something out of something that didn't have to be anything. Though credit does need to be given due to Grizzle for even asking. Real quick on that subject, and again, credit to him, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't ask. If you think we're stealing anything from anybody, I think that's just a silly concept. If you think the concept of stealing an intro is stealing from another K-pop reactioner, that sounds silly as shit to me. Do you realize how many intros there are across YouTube? I mean, somebody started a long time ago an intro for themselves. If that's stealing, then that's nuts. That, or whether it be breaking it down, or really anything, in my opinion, it's all been done before. So the idea that like anybody came up with it, any K-pop reactioner just came up with their own very specialized idea is just silly. There's very little original, uninspired content. Everything is, you get inspiration from somewhere. So where Premium Oppa was wrong, overstating his business methods / boundaries. He had no rights. It's pretty simple. Like I just explained, the ideas have been going on for a long time throughout YouTube, and to think that like his idea of splitting a video into 3 parts is, especially his, is just asinine. Again, I like Premium Oppa, but I think he knows that. He knows that he had no rights to that. I'm sure there have been other people. I mean, shows split their shows into parts. Would shows start telling YouTubers to stop doing that? I mean, you just can't do that. So like, he was trying to intimidate, I think, more so than actually make Grizzle Grizzle believes that he's going to be sued, but he just wanted to intimidate him, just to scare him a little bit and be like, hey, this is ours, you know. We believe we have rights to this, copyright or whatever. But in reality, he knew, I know, everybody knows that he has no rights to splitting a video, an idea of a video, into 3 parts. That's just silly. So, and the second fault he was at was saying no in the first place. Like I again mentioned, the idea of, I don't know, I wouldn't ever say, if somebody asked me, which they won't because I'm a little tiny little K-pop reactor, but if somebody ever asked me for an idea or asked to use one of my ideas, more power to you. I mean, this is a community, a general community of people who all like the same thing, and to just like to try to tear somebody else down or stop them from like progressing for my own personal gain just seems, it just doesn't seem very genuine and cool. So I don't care personally. I would never care if somebody tried to take an idea I had that I do with a video. If they want to do it, more power to them. If they succeed, more power to them. You know what? Maybe just throwing it like, hey, hybrid. Brandon did that one time. I think I'm going to start trying to do this. That's enough for me. That's enough. So that's my opinion on the matter. Let me know what you think below, in the comments section below. So yeah, this is my first ever vlog commentary on K-pop. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. It'll get better from here. That's gonna be it though. If you want to see more, got these coming out every Tuesday. If you want to see reactions, gotta come out all week, and subscriber Sundays. If you want to see anything, just make sure to subscribe. I got the top 5s, top 10s coming out on Fridays as well. So guess that's it. Till next time, deuces.